in here so we can test it.
Very good. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's 12 noon East Coast time. It's another aftermarketweekly.com. Glad to have you here over hey, how was your weekend?
It's fantastic. Beautiful weather.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a spectacular. There was some intermittent rain, but I have to tell you, all in all, it was a beauty. And today it's supposed to be like 89 here in in
89.
in the Buff. Yes, and
Oh,
so we're so happy for that. And enough about the weather, enough about the great times we had over the holiday. But welcome everyone to the most informative 25 minutes you can invest in each week to
welcome.
improve your business, improve yourself. And if you do business in the automotive aftermarket, you have got the right place. We do this each and every Wednesday at 12 noon. Tom and I actually have so much fun that you're just kind of hovering over watching us do stuff. And we've got all these great. It's a magazine style show, and the big highlight is a shop tour around 18 minutes after the hour. And boy, do we have a great special guest, Tom.
Yes, we do. We've got Mr. Scott Brown all the way from California, and he's got a huge shop out there, and he's going to show us around.
Yeah, I can't wait. Connie and Dick's, and just to tease the world, Scott's going to be on a Town Hall Academy with me this Friday. Listen to this subject, Tom: adapt or die.
Yeah, isn't that the
Uh-huh.
truth?
Honest to God, he's going to be on along with Donnie Hudson, Chris Clodier,
Oh, wow.
and Carolyn Cocolat. It's going to be a very interesting,
All the
great
heavy
leaders.
hitters. Good
Yeah,
grief.
great leaders in our industry. Hey, look at everyone who's on Facebook. Share this out. Give us some comments. Even ask us some questions. And I think, Tom, we should move. I think into our first segment, right?
Yeah, let's move into our first segment. Trending. See what's going on. Where are we going? The country is opening up. And we're going to stay away from the pros and cons of opening up, but we're just going with the reality of the things are starting to open up. The big signal down here, at least for us, was Universal Studios is opening up, and that's a big deal. And then we also noticed the Ark Encounter is opening up. Legoland is opening up. We haven't heard from Disney and SeaWorld yet, but that should be pretty soon. So these guys kind of set the trend for the whole country. When these destinations, these vacation places start to open up, then all the ones nationwide, coast to coast, have to seriously consider opening up because it's all competition.
Right.
And keep in mind that there's the financial impact of everything that's going on, but there's also the other side of it. There's actually some people that are sitting better now financially than they were 3 months ago. Some people have had no effect on their income, and in some cases it's gone up for some weird reasons. And what they haven't been doing is spending money. They haven't been going anywhere. Can't go to the mall, can't go to the movies, can't go anywhere and spend money. So it may seem odd, but there's people sitting there with their checkbook, and they're looking at the checkbook, and they said, my checkbook's fatter now than it has been a long time.
Well, I'm a great example. Every Friday night with the friends, cocktails at the bar, and then dinner. And, I dare not want to tell you what we would spend every Friday. And we haven't done that since March.
Exactly. We've been cooped up, so let's travel. And you can say, well, my state, my area hasn't really opened up too much yet. And that may be true, but what about the state next door? What about the state 2 states over? Or, for instance, in Michigan, the upper part of the state's open, the lower part of the state is closed. So where do you think the people from the lower part of the state are going?
Yeah,
so,
they're going to go. Yeah.
People's nature is, we want to get out. We want to travel, so on and so forth, which means they're going to hop in the car, and is the car ready for travel? So let's get to these people. Let's talk to them and say, hey, you want to get out and travel?
Yeah,
Before you do, bring the car down. We'll do a pre-trip inspection on it. We'll do some maintenance or repairs. We'll make sure that your trip is a fun one and it doesn't involve car trouble. So what an opportunity.
I agree with you. The whole concept now, as I have been thinking about it and actually trying to hold some podcasts with some social media experts, is that there's got to be a brand new way to speak to the country, to your customer as we're opening up.
Oh, I think things are going to change in a lot of ways. I think a lot of them are going to be positive and for the good. Last theme park you went to was what?
Oh, the last theme park I went to was in the Animal Kingdom at Disney. I was at a
Okay.
conference, and my wife is an animal lover extraordinaire, so we decided that we're going to go there. It rained. We did this at the spur of the moment, so there was no chance to get into any of the big
Oh,
attractions.
okay.
But it was fun still, and I would go back in a minute.
Where's the next place you're going to go? Have you planned that far ahead or not yet?
No, I don't
No,
plan.
you don't plan.
If there's a squirrel that's running by and it looks cute, I chase that.
Okay, kind of like Dory. Okay. Let's go to Survey Says. How about that?
All right, let's do surveys. I love these. These are just great topics that we have. Go ahead. Survey says.
I was curious a while back on automotivemanagementnetwork.com. We always have a survey on the homepage. And one not too long ago, I wonder how many different softwares, different shop management softwares that guys have used. I'm a little bit of a software junkie, always looking for the latest thing in the world. So I thought, let's find out how many they've used.
Wait a minute.
And
Does everybody realize that about Tom? I mean,
no,
Tom is a software junkie. I just want you to know that. But he'll never go on record to say what he uses or what he likes or what anybody has. But boy, he is a storehouse of knowledge.
yeah, I know a little bit about a couple of them. I was surprised to find. I thought that people are much more stable than I thought. Way more stable than me. Two-thirds of them, two-thirds of these guys have only had one or two management softwares, which kind of blows my mind. The software's been around for 25 years. We also saw that about 1 out of 15 still haven't got there to the software. We're still doing paper pencil, and it might be on the to-do list, might not, but we haven't got there. And then last of all, 1 out of 25, and this surprised me, only 1 out of 25 have tried more than 5 softwares. And I think I've talked to all these guys.
I bet you have.
because there's a few of us who are in the eternal search for the perfect software, which will never occur, but we keep looking anyway.
I get it. I understand. Interesting. I think of two things, Tom. The reluctance to change, being stubborn. I've got this thing. Who wants to interrupt and screw up my world, my life? And number two, the migration. People probably look at migration from one to another platform as a really difficult thing. And is it today?
Oh boy, we got in a tangent there. And by nature, it really is. There's no software when you have two different brands. It's in a way, it's kind of like taking Ford parts and trying to put them on a Chevy, and you might make a few of them fit, but in my experience, it varies. Some of them are better than others, and some people are going to have real good experiences there, and then other people, I've experienced both ends, where pretty much nothing transfers, so you just start from scratch, which isn't always a bad deal. You get rid of all the garbage you've accumulated over the years. Now, you were kind of a software pioneer. I mean, you were taking advantage of management software in your businesses before a lot of people even thought about it.
I know, I was, and I became so good at taking applications and talking to the programmers or the system techs and explaining to them why I needed them to work this way and how it would affect the company and the customer. And I loved software years ago, which is why I think I have a little bit of a logical mind, but I have the ability to take the necessary. Yeah, I'll sum it up. Software can do anything.
It is truly amazing, and I think the shops that really, some of the most efficient shops are the ones that really understand it and really have it as it's the hub of the entire operation. It's not one more tool; it is the tool, and everything else branches out from there.
Got it.
We change these surveys on a fairly regular basis, and we have a new one. We just fresh survey that we put up. What we want to know is what your service advisor's responsibilities are. And we got about a dozen different choices. Now you go to automotivemanagementnetwork.com. On the home page, scroll down just a little bit, And, we want to know, I mean, do your service advisors, do they do estimating? I'm looking at it right now. Do they do test driving? Do they transcribe the technicians? What do they all do? We want to get an idea here of the different jobs, because you find out some service advisors just have a very narrow range of responsibilities, one or two things, and other ones do everything. And we're just going to kind of find out what today's advisor does. So stop on by there. You can watch the results, and you can answer it yourself.
Yeah, AMN, Automotive Management Network, what a resource. And would you bring that, in a couple of weeks, bring the data from that survey to us?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to see what that says. We'll talk about it a little bit once we get enough replies. Sure.
Beautiful. What's next, man?
Let's go to technology. Let's chat.
Let's chat.
Let's
that's
chat.
What we do right now.
Yeah.
Every week, every Tuesday, 12 noon. Aftermarket Weekly live. Oh my God.
But let's talk computer chat. Let's talk about the little magic box that comes up on your screen there. Now, people were first introduced to this, or some of us were, back in the mid-90s. And some of us became... What did it
look like back then?
What's that?
What did it look like back then?
It doesn't look that... It didn't look that different than it does now. And the first thing that a lot of us saw was AOL. America Online had a thing called chat.
Right.
And people saw that, and some people got addicted. I won't admit to it. And then what would happen is they charged by the hour. So what would happen is if you really were addicted to it, at the end of the month, you get an AOL bill for about $450 for chatting on the internet. That's what I heard anyway.
I remember. I mean, my kids were on it, and I can't remember. I paid a lot of money for that.
But AOL made a lot of money really fast at that time. But so the way that took off, it's kind of like, well, chat, this could be big. I mean, all websites are going to have it, businesses are going to have it. You're going to go online, talk to, and it's just really going to be everywhere. And it really didn't catch on very much. I mean, websites for retailers and so on, they've had it on there to some extent, but a lot of them still don't. A lot of them never did, never really caught on. And then came along COVID, and people are stuck at home. And we found out that once the COVID thing kicked in and we pushed the idea of chat a little bit, lo and behold, our website chat started lighting up like it never had before. And making appointments and answering questions and what about shock absorbers and just all kinds of things. It's a medium that people, for whatever reason, now, with the COVID thing, they really started to kick in and start to take advantage of it.
But Tom, you've got to be there. Am I right? I mean, you've got to have access. It's not robotic. It's not AI yet.
Well, it can be. That's the great thing about it. If you go out, you do some checking, there's platforms that are specifically automotive. There's platforms that are completely generic for any kind of business. There's platforms that have some basic automated responses. And then there's other ones with real sophisticated artificial intelligence where it's amazing what that software can do as far as answering the customer's questions and getting them estimates and all kinds of stuff. So there's a whole range of stuff. And then there's just manual. The manual is where just somebody at their desk, they sit down at their desk and they flip it on. And if it pops up, they talk to the person. Live right there, and then when they leave, they got to remember to turn it off. What's easy to do is forget to turn it off, and then of course it's chatting in the middle of the night. But have you gone to some kind of a business website and have you used the chat to ask questions or for support or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done it in, of course, StreamYard, which is what we're using, but they use Messenger. I've done it in Zoom. Zoom tries to answer your questions for you through some kind of robotics or AI, and it gets frustrating. Same with Microsoft, and usually I just go to speak to a person, but I've tried to even do it over Verizon.net, and sometimes they get a really good person at the other end, and sometimes they don't. The verdict for me is out, but I think it's a great option.
Oh, and I think it's getting better. I think all these platforms are getting better, and I think as they get better, people are going to like them more. And at some point, it'll be like with other things where they're going to expect, when they go to automotive website, they're going to expect to be able to ask questions on the chat box. So why wait till everybody's in on it? Let's let's get in on it now and find what you like, experiment with some different ones, and add it to your website or start shopping for it. That's what I'd suggest.
I don't want to belabor the topic. Greg Buckley says, Tom, speaking from experience, the answer would be yes.
Yes.
Am I right? Yes.
Yes.
And then Greg says, chat will learn and AI will assist. Shop owner must invest time and intelligence to be successful. That's right on, Greg. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on for that. Thank you, man. What are we doing now?
Let's go to money.
Money. Like money. Yeah. Who doesn't
This
like
is
money?
fun. Oh, this is fun. Right now, there's a lot of people on unemployment, and the ones who have hooked in right are getting, with the federal government subsidy, they're getting anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a week. Problem with that is about 68% of them are getting more than they did when they were working. And you can imagine what kind of problems go from there. You run into a lot of businesses already in areas that have started to open up where they're calling back the employees, and the employees say, no, I don't want to come in and work. I can stay home and do whatever, and I can get paid more than going into work. And there's supposed to be safeguards. You're supposed to be able to shut off their unemployment and all that. And you know how it all works. I mean, these systems, they don't work as smoothly as all that. But right now, this program that they fired up back in March is supposed to go through August. That's another, what do we got? June, July. It's going another 90 days yet. So hiring over the next 90 days with these people getting, not a bad income. Why? It's going to be very difficult to get some of these people back to work.
It's a disincentive to work, and somebody's got to do something about it. I don't think anyone realized it. For all the right reasons, they did it. Now, it's almost like the world figured it out and says, hey, why should I go back to work? And who wants to extend it into 2021? I've kind of heard. This would be the worst thing for us.
Well, that's just it. People are thinking, well, okay, I'll deal with it. August, it's done, and we'll kind of, life will go back to normal. No. They got bills they're working on, and they're fighting over them. But they want to go. Some want to go to the end of the year. Some want to go out over a year to the end of June 2021. You get somebody addicted to it for that long, it's going to be very difficult to get them off.
Can't take it away.
We're starting to stray into some of these areas that have been talked about, like automatic permanent income, where you may think it sounds far-fetched, but there's definitely people out there who don't just want to extend this through June. They want to extend it forever. They just want to send everybody $1,000 a week, period, just for existing. And it may sound bizarre, but they're working on it. They're getting closer to it. Now, you can imagine trying to hire somebody for your business. If you're trying to hire somebody at 15 or 20 bucks an hour, and the government is giving them 20, 25 bucks an hour to not work, what are the odds of you getting help?
When I don't reply, I sit dumbfounded.
What do you
got to start somebody at $30
We're in business.
an hour?
We're in business. You're going to have to be looking at, okay, I need a porter around the shop. I need some guy to sweep floors. We're going to have to start at 30 to 40 bucks an hour to beat out that government income thing for not working.
Yeah, the thing that I don't understand is if no one works and we all earn $52,000 a year for not working, where does the money come from to supply the $52,000?
You're overthinking it, Carm.
Oh, I am so sorry. Hey, I think we got Scott out there waiting to give us a shop tour.
All right. Let's go out to sunny Southern California.
We have to change the topic.
Let's go out to L.A.
Have to change the topic. Hey,
there he is.
Hey, good
morning, guys.
Hey, Scott, good to see you. What I'd like to know from our Facebook audience is if you see Scott upside down or not, because I see him on my computer upside down. And if it's not, then I'm a happy camper, and I'll turn it over to Tom.
Yeah, he's right side up for me. So we think Carm has an issue here as opposed to me or Scott. How's business with all that's going on, Scott?
Hey, good to be on the show here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a little shop tour of our shop.
All right.
I didn't hear your question because I think you cut out there for a second.
Oh, okay.
We'll blame that on Carm.
Yeah, I just with all that's going on, the COVID and all that, how's business out there? How's it going?
So, when COVID hit us hard, middle of March through most of April, business dropped off quite a bit. It's finally coming back to life a little bit.
Good.
Everybody's we're keeping guys busy. We're doing everything we can to market, let people know that hey, we are open. We're doing a lot of free concierge service, pickup and delivery. We're a lot of elderly clients in our. This is a retirement community, and so we do all kinds of extra stuff like fill their tank up and make sure their car's ready to go when they need to use it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Show us around the shop. I can see the yellow Corvette, but
right.
What else?
Yep.
What else we got?
So let me just flip this camera around here,
All right.
so you guys can see. And right now, let's see here.
Oh, pretty sunny day.
Yep, it's let me
Lake's
trying
nice
to
and
get
warm
back to where
outside.
we were. There we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be about 95 today.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we're in the west side of my shop, and I'm going to take you outside here. This is a bay that was pretty busy back about 18 years ago. Used to do a lot of performance stuff here, a lot of race car stuff. So we got a big chassis dyno there. It doesn't really get used all that much, but occasionally we use it for setting monitors and what have you. We do have a level 2 charger right over there. It'll handle up to about 9.6 kilowatts. So anyways, I'm about 35 miles east of Los Angeles for the viewers so that they understand where we're at. And we were originally in a commercial industrial zoning, and over the years they have built up around here residential. So we are now classified as mixed use, which is a little challenging. But our facility here is about 13,000 square feet.
Oh my
and,
goodness.
So we're walking up the drive here. And this building was built in the late 60s and was originally purposed as a post office annex. So the postal service was in here up until about 1975,
Okay.
where this is basically a warehouse. There's a huge loading dock there at the very end. And the guys I bought the company from in the early 90s, Connie and Dick, moved in here in 1977. And they had a bunch of gas stations around town and finally moved in here. So we've got, we've got these policies in place here to mitigate the COVID protocols.
All right.
And so we've closed off our office here. It's not accessible by our clients. But I will take you inside so that those viewing can kind of see what our office looks like. So coming in the office there, there's my daughter
Right,
Sarah.
nice.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
And there's Richie. He's a service advisor in the back there. So we've got a nice waiting area. I built this office primarily so that I could get AAA certification. And,
Okay.
we're also a Blue Seal certified shop.
All right.
We've got our technician credentials up on the wall.
Love the pictures.
We're proud of what we do. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just go back outside the office so you can see our new
Okay.
check-in protocol. So this is our new check-in area. We're using, by the way, we're using Shopware, so we've got contactless opportunity here. So we've got kind of a area here where customers can come in. We can show them everything that's going on with their vehicles so that they understand what's happening. We're doing it wirelessly right up to the screen.
Oh, is that cool or what?
Oscar, our service manager. Yeah, so I heard you talking about shop software, and Carm will probably understand.
Yeah, we find dead spots every once in a while.
Into our warehouse distributor, which was pretty doggone cool.
Okay.
That's a service bay back there. That's where we do most of the general services. We've got another area over here that's filling in.
Keep
We've got
walking.
a
We
lot
lost
of
your
ADAS.
video.
Okay. Is it back? Let me know
No,
when you get
video's
back.
not back. We can hear you real good, but I've got no video.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I've got a really good video signal right here.
Well, and that's why we call this shop tour live.
Oh boy.
That's the joys of doing things live.
Oh, that's a bummer. So you still have no visuals, huh?
I'm sorry, but I've got nothing. I got a real nice picture of the kind of the front of the building there, looking at a couple of bays and an ASE sign.
That's a bummer. Okay. Well, anyways, we've got quite a few offerings here in the shop. We do everything here except for body work. We've got a classroom environment here because we're doing ADAS training here in the shop.
Oh, okay.
We've got a full alignment bay here. It's all surface mounted, so we can get low profile cars on there pretty easily. We do tires. We do everything here.
What's the biggest change you've made in the last year?
So the latest change we've added, actually just happened this month, was 1234YF. We started seeing some popularity in that service. We've already had 3 jobs come in here.
Okay.
And so we've got
you back.
Got the new machine.
Your signal's back.
All right. So we talked about the alignment bay. So there's the alignment bay there.
What a big clean shop.
We've got a bunch of stuff over there. I do a lot of video work too, so there's some video equipment over there. But those big roll-around black cages back there, those have all the ADAS alignment devices.
On your new refrigerant, let me ask you this: if we got a viewer out there says, I'm thinking of getting into that, can you give us a rough idea? How much are they going to have to spend to get in the business of the new refrigerant?
You're going to probably want to budget $6,500 to maybe $6,800 for equipment.
Okay, $6,000-$7,000 will get you in to the new refrigerant. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and we go quick here. We pretty much used up our time.
Yeah.
I think Carm will probably jump back in here in a second. And I love the big clean shop. I just there's a lot of guys who are just going to love the space that we're seeing here. So many of us are a little bit crowded, and that's really cool, Scott. Really, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate being on the show, and we'll talk to you again sometime in the future.
All right. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Hey, Scott, I've known you for a long time, and it's the first time I've had a chance to see your shop, and it's just so impressive. Thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm happy to hear that from you, Carm.
Wow, how cool is that? Yeah. Let me say this: as I'm watching this, I'm seeing so many great takeaways for our audience and for everyone in the aftermarket. And I have to tell you that touchless drive up, that is just
that so is cool.
That is just
innovative idea. I love it.
Smart. The big screen and everything.
It.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much, Scott. Can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Well, Mr. Ham, I know we're over our time by I think 2 minutes, as we promise our audience we'll do this in 25. Any final words?
Oh yeah, we got to learn. We got to learn one weird thing. I mean, that's how we tie up the show. And here's your weird thing for the day. You can have fun trivia at the bar or whatever. 1857, Lieutenant Beale of the Army Corps of Engineers was ordered by the Army to build a wagon road along the 35th parallel in the United States. It's kind of the southern part of the country. And about 103 years later, in 1960, Americans tuned in every week to watch the adventures of 2 guys in a Corvette traveling that same road and getting their kicks on Route 66, which was 1857 when Route 66 came on board. A long time before they called it that, but that's when it first started. So there's your trivia for the day.
Thank you so much. Route 66. I think I've been into LA. I've been into Bernardino. I'm trying to remember the Santa Monica.
It goes from Chicago to Santa Monica. We've done Chicago to Santa Fe, and it is a fantastic trip. If anybody's considering it, do it.
Yeah. Thanks for William Robinson, very professional, well-spoken, and he handled the hiccup very well. Absolutely. Well, Scott's a professional, and so is Tom. So that went well. Hey, look, it was great. Next week, same time, same place. We'll do this again at noon. All brand new topics, and of course, Automotive Management Network. Be on that. I mean, become part of the membership of that. So much great resources there, and of course the podcast.
If you want us to feature your shop on the show, we're going to do. We got 5 shows scheduled for June. We got 4 of those shows already got locked in, but we got 1 opening. So if you watch your shop to be on here, the sooner the better you contact us so we can get you scheduled somewhere.
Yeah, we're booking out. We're booking out like at least 90 days for shop tours because we're here. We're here for a long, long time. This isn't a shot in the dark.
No.
Tom and I have made a commitment to aftermarketweekly.com. We have our own website and our own Facebook page, right?
If your
Tom?
company wants to sponsor the show, Carm at aftermarketweekly.com. He'll fix you up.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that. What a great idea.
We need some sponsors.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.